Today on the Stay-at-Home Chef, I'm showing you how to make a classic beef and noodles. This dish is a total comfort food, made from scratch and filled with love. The tender morsels of beef that are simmered in a homemade sauce, then ladled over those egg noodles make the perfect quick and easy dinner. To start off making our dish, we need to prep a few things, so we're going to dice up a medium onion, and then we're going to cube up 1.5 to 2 pounds of beef. My favorite way to slice an onion is to cut both of the ends off, then slice that right in half and peel off that outer layer. Then grid cut those halves. Just be sure you don't cut your fingertips off. Now set those aside and let's talk about our beef options. You could use ground beef, which reminds me of a childhood and college favorite dish, which rhymes with hamburger roper. You could also use the stew meat that's sold at the store and it's already cubed up and packaged and ready to go. Or if you're like me, you're gonna go to the grocery store and find a beautifully marbled piece of beef on sale, whether it be a chuck, a tri-tip, a ribeye, or oodles of other options. And you leave a little bit of fat on it, but remove all the silver skin and any extra gristle. Now that our meat is trimmed up, we're gonna cube that into 1-inch by 1-inch cubes. Once the beef is all cubed, we're gonna place that into a bowl and sprinkle it with 1/2 teaspoon of salt and 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. Give that a little mix. Then give that a coating of flour by tossing it all with 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour. Give that a stir to get all of those beef cubes coated. Now that we've got these ingredients ready, we're gonna head over to the stove. In a large skillet over medium-high heat, heat up 1 tablespoon of cooking oil. I'm using vegetable oil, but go ahead and use what you prefer. Once that oil's heated up, go ahead and add in those onions. And saute those onions for about 5 minutes until those onions are a little more translucent and have a golden color. Then we're gonna scoop those into a bowl. Then we're gonna add in 4 tablespoons of butter to that skillet and let it get melty and bubbly. Now that our butter's nice and melty, we're gonna add in the beef. You don't want to crowd the pan, so make sure you work in batches if you need to. If you do need to work in batches, be sure to add in a little extra butter in between those batches. We want to let these beef cubes brown for about 8 to 10 minutes, and what we're looking for is deeper shades of browning. Those are delicious flavor profiles, which will add such great dimension to this dish. Once we have that beef browned, we're gonna add those onions back into the skillet, and then pour in 4 cups of low sodium beef broth, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, then stir this all together, making sure you scrape the bottom and the sides of the pan, releasing all those little extra pieces of goodness. Some additional items that you could add in that are optional but awesome is 1/3 cup of red wine, which really gives a great robust flavoring, and a tablespoon of stone ground mustard, which really gives a delicious balance to this dish. However, my kids preferred the simpler version, and those are optional items, so feel free to experiment. We're going to simmer this beef in the broth for 25 minutes uncovered and stir occasionally. Now that this has simmered and reduced down a bit, we're going to add in 1 cup of heavy cream. And let that continue to simmer for another 10 to 15 minutes until those pieces of beef are tenderized and the sauce has thickened to your liking. While your beef is simmering in that sauce, go ahead and make those egg noodles according to the package directions. Thanks for watching. You can find the full written recipe in the video description below. Be sure to check out thestayatHomeChef.com where you can find hundreds of restaurant quality recipes you can easily make at home. We'll see you later.